So this is the first steps in taking apart the final drive. What there is, you gotta loosen up. There's two, for this Cat 311, there's two fittings here. One's the grease fittings, one's the release fitting. And you just loosen that up, and then you can see the grease comes out, squirts out, trying to catch it so it doesn't get all over the place. And what you want to do, what I did anyway, I was able to reach in there and clean off the front of the piston, all any rust pits, and you could sand it and clean it all up. So when it collapses, the grease fitting, the grease seals aren't going to get all ruined and junk in it. So anyway, that's what I did. I cleaned it all up, and you actually put some oil on in the other one, and anyway I pulled, so then it seemed like the easiest way to do it is to hook up the front of the track without the where there's no sprocket. And when you get the whole machine elevated so all the rollers are off the track, and then what you do is you just start, you collapse the whole grease, the wheel, and then you start pulling this off, and then you drive the track, and so it actually makes it pull off easier. So what I did under here is I just propped up. I got two piles of props so that it keeps the track up, the machine up. So this is what it looks like inside it. As you can see, I try to mark all I'm not sure if it matters or not, but I just mark, the top, right, and the middle, and the bottom. But these all just come off. The plate just comes right off that holds it on. And this is the face plate. I just removed all the bolts there, and I just drain the oil out. But and these bearings, these all just come right out, as you can see. So I'll take them all out. And this is took those bearings out. You can see this just pulls right out for the main shaft. And then even this whole plate just comes right off, as you can see. Just comes right off the shaft there. And this other gear just pulls right out as well. But once again, I try to mark everything just to make sure. But you can see, it's got to take these 4 bolts off. Then there's some more. I'll show that after that. But so I got the other part off, and this is the other plate that I bolted. Just wanted to show you. I just once again I try to mark the top. Just like I said, I'm not sure if it matters, but I marked all the bearings as well. You can see the top. And these are the little lock that locks this big nut on. There's 4 of them. 1, 2. It's all in between there. So I got to take those off. But this is that ring that spins, and this is the other side. I'll show you real quick on this one. This is what actually the ring is, and you can see it's got threaded. And so what I just did is I just got a chisel. I just stuck a chisel on it, and I just once I took all the lock nuts off, and I just banged it, and it just just spun it. So anyway, and you can see the bearings in there. You can see them. They got a little mounting on it. So this is what this is right here on the other side. And you see it's got all the bearings on it. It's got a mounting on it. So, and this is the other side of the floating seal where these two rub together. And it just the other side was actually leaking. I'm just checking this side out to see if this is going to be, if I need to replace this as well. So anyway, this is where we're at. This is how I laid out when I took them out the final drive. I was just I try to put them all in order. So you put the bearings in first, and you put this in. You put this whole assembly on there, and then you put the gears in, and you put this on, and this the face plate. So I was trying to keep it all laid out, and with the bolts with the in the little copper cups there. So anyway, this is what I've done here. Hopefully it helps you. So we got the sprocket off. This is what I did actually. I had this little jack, and I rolled underneath there, which is underneath the sprocket, right under here when I was to get it off. I propped it underneath there, and I was just you're able to pry it. This one came off really easy, but I was able to just pry it with get a crowbar in there, kind of my big bar, and just pry it off, and it just, you know, the whole thing just slipped, you know, came off very easy. But this is the floating seal right there. It's got the rubber behind it, if you can see that. But and then these are the lock. You can see it just barely touches the threads. Some of the other one I was looking at, they actually had bolts all on there, which is I was expecting to find in mine. But this one just had one big, you know, the big nut that came off of it. So this is ultimately, this is actually only taking me 2 hours basically from getting the track off and everything. So it's a pretty, it's worked out. This one actually went a lot smoother this side. So, and this is the face seal on this side. You can see right here. This is that floating seal. And this one looks much better than the other one. And this is my the bearings from this one, much cleaner. I'm not sure, the other side is all rusty. You can see this is the other side, very rusty for some reason. I'm not sure what much the water got in. What happened with the other side is it, when I bought this machine, I'll show you the other side real quick. This side actually had leaked out all the fluid. But and this is what I did here when I was cleaning up. This is where that rubber seal goes in there, right in here. And I took a Dremel, a little Dremel, and I sanded it all down because there's all like a lot of garbage and junk in there. So when I put the new rubber seal in, it'll actually be tight and smooth. But so anyway, this is the, you know, what we're doing here, because it may not work for all the final drives, because I know I took off my I had a Cat. This is a Cat 311, but I took out a Cat 70, and all these bearings were loose. They didn't have this you know, the holder. So I don't know if you'll be able to do this, what I'm doing, because you can see, as you can see, I didn't take off any of the pump, the pump or anything. So you know, so it saved me a lot of time. So I just wanted to show you this. I power washed it, and what I did is I blew dry it with like a leaf blower to get all the water off it, so it keeps it from rusting. But I just want to show you this edge here, where this is where the rubber gasket goes on there. And I took the little Dremel that I got. It's a great little tool, this Dremel there, and I just cleaned it all up. So, because this is where that O-ring goes on here, that seal. You can see the O-ring, and it just goes on. And you just push it on there. And the guys have said you actually what you want to do is like grease it up. There's like little pits in here, you know. So anyway, this is pretty much all set. I just got to, you know, possibly get a new those floating seals and be able to put it back together. So anyway, hopefully it blesses you, and have a great evening.